Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Colton, and today I want to make the case for why I think OM System should enter the medium format market. Now, OM System, if you're not familiar with, they are the company that purchased the photography brand that was Olympus. So Olympus still exists, they just don't do photography anymore. All of that is now owned by OM System, so they're kind of the successor brand to Olympus. And I really loved Olympus cameras. I still have multiple Olympus cameras. In fact, I'm kind of eagerly awaiting OM System to release like an OM 10 and see what kind of sort of features come out that maybe might entice me to upgrade from my old Olympus OMD EM10 Mark III, which is a total mouthful, but one of my favorite Olympus cameras. But that being said, Olympus, proper, the old brand, was very dedicated to Micro Four Thirds. They were totally in on Micro Four Thirds, had no interest in expanding beyond that. And that's kind of rare for a lot of photography brands. There aren't too many that are like siloed in on just one sensor format, but that was Olympus. Now we have OM System, totally different group of people, could have a totally different outlook. And I think it would make a lot of sense for them to continue to develop Micro Four Thirds, continue to offer that, but to also try their attempt at entering and breaking into the medium format market. And a recent article that I read was talking about how Leica has confirmed that within the next couple years, they're going to be releasing a mirrorless medium format camera that's a successor to their DSLR medium format cameras. So if you didn't know, Leica also participates in the medium format market. But it's been 6 years, and so they're putting out a new camera. Probably it's gonna try to compete more with the higher end of the market with brands like Hasselblad. Maybe Phase One, but Phase One's kind of in a realm of their own on the extreme high end of the medium format market. But I think personally that there is still room in that Fujifilm sweet spot, that sub $10,000 part of the market, for a brand to come in and hit maybe right in between the prices of the two Fujifilm offerings. They have their 50 megapixel version, their 100 megapixel version. And there is a little bit of a gap right in between those. And I feel like OM System could come in, maybe just do one medium format camera, put it right in between somewhere, those two Fujifilm offerings, and then use technology to kind of differentiate them from Fujifilm and kind of help explain why they feel like they should participate in the medium format market and why they have something to offer that isn't currently being served. Number one, OM System / Olympus has phenomenal color science. That's something that I feel like is important in the medium format market. Fujifilm also has some pretty good color science. They are a little bit different, so I think there's room for Olympus to bring that to the table. But also, OM System has some of the best image stabilization in the business. I've got full frame cameras that barely compete image stabilization wise to my entry level OM System, well I guess it's an Olympus EM10 Mark III camera. Just phenomenal image stabilization. And that's something where the more megapixels you have, the larger the format that you're in, the more important image stabilization becomes. Like medium format is extremely tripod heavy. And I think for OM System to come in and say, hey, we have a 50, an 80, a 100 megapixel camera, but it's got a OM System image stabilization in it, so you can actually handhold it to lower shutter speeds than you can the Fujifilm version. Like that would give them a clear advantage. Maybe not every user is going to care about that, but some users will care about that and may opt to go with the OM System camera for that very reason. Another sort of advantage I think that OM System would have is that because they've been in the Micro Four Thirds market for so long, they've spent a lot of time developing software and algorithms, I think maybe in part to kind of overcome some of the limitations of Micro Four Thirds, but I think that very same level of research and development into the software side of things could also benefit their medium format camera, where they could maybe outperform Fujifilm with some of the software components and not just only compete on the hardware side. So maybe better overall algorithms and computational photography mixed in with the best image stabilization in the medium format market and great Olympus color science, I think could be a really strong benefit, especially if they come in at a price point that is not currently being hit by Fujifilm. That could give them a clear reason to exist in that market. And I think more competition in that market, more camera brands in that market are gonna overall keep prices a little bit lower because of the competition, but also encourage these brands to really invest in technology and upgrades so that they can have an advantage over one another. So competition is good, and I think it would be really awesome to see OM System enter that market. I think they would have a clear advantage for some component of that market, and it would expand them out of just being a Micro Four Thirds brand into being a multi-format brand, and medium format being a professional format means that that will also carry over reputation-wise for the brand in general. So I think it would be a really smart move if they can pull it off. And I think it would be worth them trying at the very least. So of course, I say all of this. I have no idea what their finances look like. I have no idea what the infrastructure in terms of facilities and employees that they have. So who knows if they're even capable of doing that. But as a complete outsider, that could be a really smart move in my mind, and it would be something that I would be really excited to see OM System try to do. So anyway, that's my opinion. I would love to know yours. Do you think that OM System should enter the medium format market? What advantages or disadvantages do you think that they could bring to the table? Should they abandon Micro Four Thirds altogether or keep both formats alive? I would love to know in the comments below. Let's talk about it. This is all just very fascinating and interesting to me, so I wanted to put that out there. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and that'll keep you in the know for when the next video drops. But for now, I'm Colton. I'll see you in the next one.